Well, all right, perfect. Now let me get my camera just where I want it. There we go. Okay. Because I bumped it, that's why. Anyway, sorry. I've been having congestion issues lately. Anyhow, welcome to Hunting and Fishing with Matt. This is episode 6. Um, I appreciate it for people that are here. I don't know why anybody's here already this late in the morning. But anyway, I'm filming this one late because I had some issues yesterday. Got it back up and working just a few minutes ago. So I'm catching up from last night. I'll do another video tonight if all goes right on the hunting side. This one is the fishing side of my channel. So let's get started. Like I said, this is episode 6. I'm glad everybody's here. Tonight I'll be going over another fishing rod and reel and another tackle box. I got them both right here beside me. I'll be talking about where I use this rod and reel the most. This is one of my close faced I'll end up showing you. And the tackle box that I use with this particular rod and reel is right here beside me. It'll tell you exactly the lures I use in that. So yeah, let's jump right in, shall we? Glad everybody can make it. If you're not seeing this right now, like I always do, you can find it on Spotify under Hunting and Fishing with Matt. Just type in the search and it'll bring up my little logo and you'll see it. And it'll have all the episodes from when to now. So yeah, that'll be on their Spotify here in just a little bit. I was using Riverside. I've been running into some issues trying to use it. I got to get that worked on. But yeah, I know 1 through 5, or no, not 1 through 5. Maybe the last 2 episodes have been filmed on Riverside FM. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to go back and look. I know last night and then the one, yeah, so last 2, yeah. Sorry, I'm not fully awake. I've been doing this shit all night. I've been dealing with a bunch of crap all night. So let's get started. This is the rod and reel that I was talking about. This is a Shakespeare Catch More Fish rod and reel. It's nothing fancy, nothing special. I don't buy those high-end rods if I don't have to. One, because I can't afford them. This one is a closed face. It's got a 10-pound line on it. It is right-handed, as you can see right here. It is a medium to heavy, 10 to 20-pound line. That's why I said it does have 10-pound on it. And it's a 6-foot 6-inch rod. It does have, like I talked about the other night, I told you I love these weighted bobbers. So obviously it's got one on it. I also have, and I need to actually, I don't know who used my rod last. I'll let somebody else use this. It's just got a normal little bass hook on it. Nothing special about it. Me and a buddy of mine went down to a new place I wanted to try out a few weeks ago. We went out and tried out a spot, and I think he ended up throwing this one a few times just to see what it would do. This is my river rod. This is the one. My drag is off. That's not good. Let me tighten that up. I didn't know it was that low. I had no clue my drag was that loose. Tighten that up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Didn't know my drag was turned down as low as it was. This is my river rod. It's one of the ones I mainly use on the river. I carry 3 different rods with me. I carry that closed face, I carry the open, and then another closed face is what I normally take with me for the river. The bait caster I got, I use it on lakes and ponds. I try not to use it in the river too much because I don't want it to mess it up. Where I fish, there is strong currents, and I'm worried it might mess that rod up. It probably wouldn't, but I'm not going to take the chance. It took me a while to find that replacement after the first one broke, so I was like, yeah, I don't want to take that on the river ever again. But with that rod and reel setup, that Shakespeare, I've used it on the river a lot. I actually like it that way. It is a breakaway. It even has, and I can show y'all if I hit the wall with a tip. It's got this little piece right here. This is for when I take it apart and bridge it down. This little thing comes out. It wasn't supposed to come off. But anyway, that's going to be comic gold right there because that People are like, you broke your rod. This little bungee piece actually is what holds the upper and the lower together for transportation. Although I never take this one apart, I just throw it in the bed of my truck and go on with it. Nothing special. But it is a good little rod. I think it came, I'm 100% sure it came from Walmart. I probably gave $20 for it at the time. It's just one of the ones that I use. And that one actually, that little tackle box I showed y'all that had the not much in it, it was a small one, that actually came on that rod. Come to think of it, that's why it says catch more fish, because that one came with that rod and it had some tackle in it, but I changed the tackle out. I still have the stuff that came in it. I just have it in different tackle boxes, and I probably showed y'all half of them that come with that kit. Uh, this tackle box is my river box. My wife uses this one. I use it, um, but it is the one I carry on the river. It does have a compartment here on top. There's a little tray right here. The only thing I keep in there, if you remember, I showed you the mouth grip and the hook remover. This is the other part of it. It is a pair of line cutters. Some people call them fingernail clippers. I call them that too, but they will not cut fingernails at all. They will cut 10-pound line with no problem. But I keep them on the top of this because that's where I'm normally switching lures out quicker. It does have a little carabiner on it and a bungee. Once I start getting back into kayak fishing, this will be hooked probably somewhere near my seat. That way I can just reach out, trim it, go on. It's great if you catch snapping turtles and you're like me, oh crap, I don't want that. Snap the line. That way you're not near his mouth and you're not trying to get the hook out. Just cut the line, let it go. They'll spit the line out or the hook out eventually. Or it'll just rust out and fall off at some point. Only thing I don't really know about these other than this part of it, it's got this little thing right here. I have no clue what this is. If anybody knows what this is for, it's kind of like a file type thing. And no, it's not for keeping your fingernails clean or anything. I really don't know what it's for, but it's on here. And then there's this other little thing on the back. And I think somebody told me it's for doing the line, like you run your line through here and then down, and it lets you keep it straight to do your sinkers. So you're not fighting to get it in there. And it makes sense to me that that would work because it is wide at the top up here. And then it funnels down here. So it would keep your line straight if you were relining a sinker or something like that. Or if you were like me and there's times that I use certain hooks that I can't really see the opening, this would be great for that if that's what it's for. If not, let me know in the comments what that piece is for, along with that little file piece, because I still don't freaking know. Opening up, it does have, making sure that lid doesn't pop open. Sometimes it does. I don't close it all the way sometimes. This has 3 compartments. It's got 2 trays, one on top, one in the middle, and then a bigger one in the bottom. Sorry. One of the lures I have is this little Walmart brand Ozark Trail swim bait. It's got a propeller on the end for his tail. I'm rolling it back and forth as you can see in the video. 2 treble hooks. It's not a rattle bait. I mean, it's probably got some rattle to it. Sounds like it does. Yeah, it does actually. I'll be darned. I didn't know it had a rattle in it. But I haven't used this one yet. Obviously, there's not even anywhere that I've tried this one yet. I just threw it in here. Pretty much it's just a little swim bait. I do like the color of it. It is an Ozark Trail bait, so it's probably like $5 at Walmart, if that. Most of these aren't that expensive. It is hard plastic. Really nice little lure. As far as I know, I haven't used this one. I don't remember using this one for anything yet, but I might have tried that out on the open water somewhere, not the river. I may have to move that over to one of my other pond things. One of the compartments has a bunch of hooks in it. I'm not going to get those out, but this is another set of hooks. These are brand new. Obviously, they're still in plastic. They're just little bass hooks. That's all they are. Nothing special. They do have, no, these do not. These do not have the little barb on the back of them, which kind of stinks because I like that little extra barb they help with the hook set. Um, just little stainless hooks. There's two of them in a pack. And then, of course, they're up here with my other hooks I have because I keep extra hooks with me because I end up getting them hung up, especially on the river. That's why I said this is my river box because I get hung on rocks, limbs, everything. You remember I told y'all I love finding lures, either in trees, uh, stuck on a log somewhere. If I can get to it, I'm getting it. This little lizard right here, and yes, it's on a little crankbait or little spin bait, no crankbait. I hung him on it. It is a lizard. Um, I found him at my family's pond, and of course I showed it to them and say, "Hey, look, I found this. If it's one of y'all's, I'll give it back to you." They're like, "We don't know whose that is," so I kept it. I'm like, "Okay." They're like, "Yeah, if you find any, keep them. Who cares, right?" They don't care. So on my family's pond, I found a little lizard, and I just stuck him to a little crankbait here. Nothing special about him, but I do like finding free baits. So that's a good thing. Free lures is awesome because you will find some expensive ones sometimes hung on a tree limb or something that somebody's lost. And we've all lost lures over the years fishing and finding them. I'm like, hey, that'll replace this that I lost like many months ago or something. Another thing that I got, I put this little jig on here. Nothing special. It's just a weighted head with a single small hook. There you go. And it's just on a stick lure. That's all it is. Just on a little stick. It's not meant for this, obviously, because that's where the hook is supposed to go. There's a little slit here in the center. That's where your hook's supposed to go. But I was like, hey, I got these little lures, these little leaded weighted pieces like that. What am I going to put on here? So I did it to both of them that I had. I just put these little stick worms on it. And I haven't used these yet. I need to start using these more. But I thought, hey, it'll give me something to put on there, right? So I got those. And you know how I said I love my frogs? Here's another one. And yes, I do have a lot of these frogs. I tried not to buy the same one over and over, same color scheme. This one I take to the river with me. And I have used this one. I haven't had any luck yet. But it's got two hooks on the back. It's got the little razzle dazzle tails for the legs. But I keep this one with me in the river box to go with me. Some of the weights I use, this is not all of them, but this is the ones that are in here. And I actually found these weights. I was looking to make sure I don't have some of the same ones because I find weights all the time hanging out of trees and stuff that people lose. Let's see, making sure I don't get the same ones. All right, so I have these little BB weights. Nothing fancy. I find these all the time on hanging off of tree limbs with on a piece of line and stuff. So I find these a lot, and I just keep them because you never know. They're reusable. All you gotta do is just pop the back right here, and they'll open up the jaw. And the reason I call them BB weights because the old-fashioned BBs, that's what they look like on the back. Look just like this on the back. Looks just like a little BB, and they're the size of a BB. So they're a little less than an ounce weight, nothing special, but I keep them. Then you got these little bullet weights. I'm a big dude on these. I love these, especially now that I figured out how to use them the right way. I use them for Texas rigging and stuff like that, but I do like using these. Nothing special. It's just a little bullet weight, less than an ounce weight. Then I got these barrel weights that I find. You find these everywhere. These little, either it's gonna be either one of these little bullet weights like these, or you'll find these barrel weights. I call them barrel weights. I know that's probably not the right name for it, but that's what I call them. These look handmade. If you look, let's see if I can get a good angle. There you go. You can see where the top and the base here is pressed together, and there's a gap. I find these hanging out of trees are hooked on logs or something, I just walk over with a knife, snap it, and go on with it. But I keep those up here now. These, obviously, I found these. This is a 2 ounce. Found this on the river. Um, ooh, that could be bad if I had hit something important. That could have been bad. But yeah, I find these all the time, little 2 ounce weights. And then I found this one. This one is it says 3 ounce, like a 3 ounce. I found this one too. Obviously, I mean, you can tell it's been in the water for a while because the color of it has changed from shiny to this. But yeah, I find weights all the time, and I'm like, yep, I'm taking that home. It's on the river, it's free. So, public property, right? Then I got this little bitty micro. First time I ever bought one of these. These are little micro spinners, spoon baits. I haven't used this one yet. I just picked it up a few weeks ago. I haven't been back fishing lately, but I am planning on using this and give a review on it of what I think of it, if it's on work. It's got like that little fly type thing going on, and then that shiny spoon. And I do like this spoon because it's flat on one side and it's got a bevel type piece. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's right here. It bevels out like up at an angle type thing. So I thought that's pretty neat. I've never seen one do that. Normally they're flat or they're side like half curved. This one's actually beveled upward and flat on the back. So I thought, that's pretty neat. I'll try that out. Again, of course, because I do love my weighted bobbers, I got more of these. There's 2 of these in here, plus the one on the rod and reel. And then you got your standard bobbers, and I do have 3 different ones that I use. I have the styrofoam top that I use, and I know I bumped my mic. I have the plastic type thing here. It feels plastic. I don't think it is. This one's never been used. This is from bobbers.com. I bought it at Walmart, but it gives you it's a rod and bobs um, bobber. It's got that high vis tip on it. Really nice. I do like that one. I also have this one. This one is actually supposed to light up, but I haven't figured out how to take it apart to put the batteries in it. But and I've unscrewed it and everything. Oh, it goes like that. And there's the end of it. But yes, it's supposed to be for at night. This is supposed to light up. Obviously, there's no batteries in it. I mean, saying no batteries. But yeah, apparently it just opens up, and I didn't know that. But it just sits like that, and it's supposed to light up the end. I haven't used it for lighting up or anything, but I have used this one. I just didn't have it lit up. I use it during daytime. I've had one that lights up, and the first cast, right when I went to throw, it flung it off because I didn't wrap it right, apparently. And I watched it go down, and I'm like, man, my bobber's running quick. Then I realized it's not attached. I yelled down the bank because there was another guy fishing down to my right. I yelled at him. I said, hey, man, I need my bobber. He picked it up and he looked at it. It's lit up. He looks at it, and I watch him stick it in his pocket, and his pocket lit up. And I'm like, is he keeping my bobber? Sure enough, he gets in his vehicle and takes off. I'm like, who steals another guy's bobber when the guy's standing there telling you, hey, that's mine? You just watched me throw that, and you like I literally watched him reach down, look at it, stick it in his pocket, and he got in his truck and left. I was like, wow, I guess he needed to lit up more than I did. Another lure I got here is this little dragonfly. I've only used this once on an open pond just to see what it does. I'm not too thrilled with these. One, because it sits sideways, even with the hook in it. And the hook is actually the hook that came with it, but it came out in a different location than what I like. But I can never seem to get the hook right where I want it. It's supposed to, there's a slit right back here. I don't know if y'all can see that too well. There you go. And the hook actually went past the slit and came off the other end. And I've been trying to fix it like a few times, but it doesn't want to move. So I was like, huh. And if you pull too hard, it does that. And then you got to be careful because this is cheap Chinese made crap apparently. But anyway, there we go. I got it. Huh, well, now it really ain't gonna do right. Anyway, I believe you're supposed to have the hook to the back, not coming out underneath. So what I can do is we'll flip her right around, see what she does there. How about that? Yes, I know y'all are bored watching this. You're like, golly, he doesn't know how to set a hook on new lures. Actually, I just fixed it. So joke's on you. I do know how to set them on the back. Now you got two options here. Don't want to leave it up like that. No, I do not. Let's pull some of that back. What makes this hard is you got these daggone what's supposed to be its wings protruding out of the back. Let's do like that. This is not right. This can't be the hook that's supposed to be in here because it makes no sense why they would have done that. Unless you're supposed to go further down the shaft of the hook and then put, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. The way they got this set up is just weird. But anyway, like I said, I haven't had any good luck out of these. It's a top water. It does float. It's supposed to look like a dragonfly hitting the top of the water when you kind of yank on it, um, or however the way you want to fish with it, really, because it doesn't sink unless you add weights to it. It does stay on top. But yeah, I haven't had any luck out of this, and it could be the time of day I went fishing because I know fish bite at different times of day. You have an evening when they hit top, and then there's times that early in the morning they'll be feeding, so you can fish really well in the mornings for them. I think I got it right there, right where I want it. I'm gonna end up with a hook in my finger because I can't see where it's coming out yet. There we go. That'll work. Let's go with that. But yeah, let's go with that. That'll get it out of the way. But what I did is I stick it through the back like that. That way they'll grab it and hopefully I can set the hook on it. Nothing fancy. I don't really think they shouldn't have came with this hook, but it is the hook it came with. I don't think it should have came with one this big. I mean, that thing's got a massive hook back on it. Now it looks more like a scorpion's tail than it does a hook. But hey, to each their own. At least it won't get hung up. If I do yank on it and it were to dive down, which it shouldn't because this thing doesn't weigh anything and it's supposed to be top water, at least it won't get hung on anything. Also, another thing I figured out too, which took me a long time to understand, I knew that if it rained and you go fishing and the water's really muddy, you can take willow flies and tie them off, throw them in, and you can catch bait fish, you can catch rock bottom bass, which is smallmouth, or in some cases you can catch some good sized bass off of willow flies. But it's got to be right after it rains, like as soon as it quits raining. The water's real muddy. Find willow trees. They'll have willow flies on them. They're great. I used them as a kid. Those things were amazing. That was like free bait right there. That actually worked for even for just bait fish. You could catch brim on them all day long, and they were fun to use because it was neat to me as a kid. Because I was like, oh, I got free bait. I can go out here and throw a willow fly in and catch pretty much anything. No, that's not what you think it is, unless you thought it was Dr. Pepper. Mm. Like I said, I'm congested, and it sucks. I hate being sick. Sinuses are changing because of weather. Weather here in Georgia, where I live in Georgia, is starting to change to the fall of the year, and it sucks because my body's like, yeah, we hate you at that point. But yeah, willow flies were great. Uh, let's see, what else did we use growing up? Of course, we use minnows and crickets, worms, stuff like that. Uh, there's these little caterpillar type things. I don't know what the name of it is. I call it a caterpillar because that's what it is. It's a form of a caterpillar. They're black and yellow, and they're just about like that long. They're like a little grub worm, We used to use those too right after it rained. If you could find them, they're not easy to find. They're not like just everywhere. But we used to find them, put them in a little cup of some kind, and our old worm box, one of the little packets. We'd put them in it with some dirt, take them down there and fish off the dock or fish off the bank with them, whatever, as a kid. I don't see those that much anymore. Those things were amazing for fish and they're live bait. Hey, it's nature's free bait for you. It doesn't cost you a dime. Just take you a few minutes, go out and find some. They work great if you can find them. Willow fly, same way. Another thing that I learned uh, over the years, it also depends on the time of year. If the water temperature is a certain temperature on top and it's colder on bottom, then fish will be anywhere from the top to in between. Then in other times of the year when it's really cold on top of the water, excuse me, if it's during the summer, they normally stay kind of towards the bottom because the water level is colder as you go down. So they're trying to stay cooled down. Except in the evenings and early morning, they'll hit the top waters. Um, in the afternoon, once the temperature of the water heats up, they'll be towards the bottom. So dive baits work best in that situation. Now, in wintertime, they will be more towards the top of the water as the day goes on. Because that water temperature, the further down you go, it's going to get colder. And they're going to want to stay warm, so they're going to be mostly up towards the top. A lot of fish do that. So you want to use the appropriate bait for the time of year. Weather is a big thing, and temperature. So you got, is it raining? Is it, don't be freezing cold, and what is the water temp? So that's things that as a fisherman you got to know. Like you got to be able to tell. Okay, well if it's 50 degrees outside, chances are the water is going to be around high 30s, low 40s. The deeper in you go. So what is going to be hitting at this time of day? And about middle of the day, you could probably catch them around the top to mid level of the water, depending on how deep the water is. Let's say it's 10 feet, so about 5 feet. If it's 10 feet to the bottom, you fish from the top of the water to about 5 feet down, you're probably going to start catching some good fish. That is a little tip, I guess you could say. A lot of fishermen already know this trick, and it does work. Um, but moving on, another lure that I use, and this is one of my little favorites. This is one of my little frogs. He's got these little extendable legs, and yes, as I pull, these legs actually do swim out, which is kind of neat. But I do have those um, a lot. Another thing, I know I've talked about the mystery box and stuff like that. I showed the details and stuff. Another thing that I actually had that came in one of my mystery boxes, they all come with these little guides. Uh, Fish on 101 guidebook. A lot of them come with like tips and tricks for fishing. This one actually came in one of mine. I don't know. It's an educational guide for an American fishing adventure, and it tells you for catching bass, catfish, trout, and panfish, which is like brim or bluegill, either one. But yeah, not little. Of course, I haven't opened this; it's still in plastic. But just something if you get bored while you're fishing, which is weird. But if you're sitting there and you got your line sitting and you're just waiting and waiting, there's your reading material. Or if you have to poop in the woods, there's you some toilet paper. Just a thought that might work. Another thing I use, this is one of the kind of lines I have. This is 10-pound test, uh, extra large smooth casting. It's by Berkeley. That's just one of the brands I use. I also use Spider Line and I got some salt water, but this is the main one I went to. I kind of steered off of Spider Wire. Uh, I don't know why. I actually liked it for a long time. All I would use was Spider Wire. But then my uncle got me turned on to monofilament line, which is what this is, and I've been using it ever since. Actually, this is fluorescent clear blue. Yeah, it's monofilament. Yeah, it's just fluorescent clear. Is all it is. Clear blue. I don't see no blue in there whatsoever. It's just clear to me. But whatever. This is 10-pound line. This is my saltwater line. I don't use it around here. I got this at Cabela's many years ago, about going on 7 years, 6 years. Oh dear God, how long have I been married? Because this was our first year together when I bought this. 6 years, going on 6 years. Had to think for a minute. Going on 6 years, I bought this. This is saltwater. It's Salt Striker, UV resistant, 20-pound test. I actually caught a shark on this exact line. I haven't used this stuff since then. I bought it because we were going saltwater fishing, or we were on beach where saltwater was, and I knew that, so I went ahead and got some lines, set up two of my poles, which sadly I don't have those poles anymore. I actually got rid of those. I had a lot more gear back then, and some stuff happened. I just had to sell some stuff, but I'm slowly building it back. But I kept this line because nobody up here that I know of in my area does salt fishing. But you don't have to use it just on salt water either. I mean, you could use this as fresh water if you wanted to. There's nothing that says you can't. But I do keep it in my river box in case I need to rig one. This is my double drop bottom rig. It is made by Hurricane. This is a salt tackle rig. I had one of these and I lost it. These things are neat. They got swivels. They got different places to put hooks. Your weight is a 3-ounce weight. It's 15 inches long once you stretch everything out. It's made for deep water and salt water. I am keeping this. You can also use this in the rivers. If you got really strong currents, this thing will lock down on the bottom with the pyramid here, the pyramid weight. It'll lock in. It ain't going nowhere. I really like this rig. A lot of places, what I do recommend, making sure these aren't illegal in the area you're fishing. You do not want to use one of these, get caught, and have to pay a fine. And don't be like, well, the guy on YouTube says that we could use them in Georgia. A lot of places you cannot, even here in Georgia, you cannot use these. I don't know why. There's signs that says don't use certain type of rigging. So make sure with your local and state laws that you can use this. I know I can use it on the river where I'm at. I've never had anybody complain about it. And I've even seen the game warden twice over, I don't know, many, many years. I've only met him twice out on the river. I have met him once while deer hunting, and it was opening day of bow season last year when I first got my crossbow. I met him that day. Young guy. Cool guy, too. I like him. And if he's watching this, by all means, if I'm wrong and I'm not supposed to use this on the river, please comment and tell me, hey, look, don't be using this on the river. But as far as I know, I can. I haven't seen anything that says I can't, but still, just let me know if I'm not supposed to, and I won't be using that ever again. Another thing I have, these are called bank seekers. They're by Eagle Claw. They're these right here. They're 1 ounce. They're just little bitty sinkers, 1 ounce sinkers. Nothing special about them, really. They are the teardrop, as I call them, because that's what it looks like to me. But yeah, they're for the bank. I have a bunch of these. I have them in different weights. I think I'll lift a 3 ounce in these. Actually, what is this one? Nope, that's a 2 ounce. That one's 2 ounces. So, but yeah, I have them in different weights. I have another pack around here. I probably already showed it at some point of different ones of these. And then again, I'm thinking I probably done showed this tackle box at some point too. But here's a recap, you know. Anyway, oops, I forgot to put that back. Anyway, that is all I got, really, for that. Nothing special. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, by all means, hit me up. I try to get to my comments as quick as possible and reply to them. I check them once a day. Normally right before I start another video. Tonight, I'm going to try to be back on time for episode 7 of hunting. It will cover, tonight's episode is going to cover my camo and how I do it for the throughout the year, between seasons, and during the season of hunting. I also got to go and get one of my ghillie suits, or actually my ghillie suit, out of my vehicle because I got to clean it and get it ready for uh, next Saturday. Actually, not tomorrow because today's Friday. It's 5:42 a.m. Eastern time right now. Um, but next Saturday on the 10th is opening day of bow season. It's almost here. I can taste it. This Saturday is the start of. Oh wow! I just went mind blank. This Saturday starts the NCAA and SEC college football season, where Alabama plays Utah at 7:30 Saturday night. Georgia is playing at 3:30, and I don't remember who they play because I just don't care. The players I like that play for Georgia, they all went pro, and then we got the quarterback Bryce Young for Alabama. I actually like him. Last year I didn't like him to start with. Um, at all. I really didn't. I was like, he's too young. He shouldn't be starting. He's this. He seems like he chokes. I made mistakes. I'm judging him way too quick. Um, he actually did really well, and I kind of got to where I'm like, okay, this kid's got potential. And this year, I'm ready to see what he's brought to the table. So yeah, that starts this Saturday. Um, check your local listings for that one. Again, that's not a paid promotion. I'm just telling you, hey, this is what I'm going to be into. I'm not going to do a video on me watching football games. Nobody cares about as much as y'all care about me doing these videos on hunting and fishing. I just get bored sitting here with a broke foot waiting on it to heal. Hopefully, from what I was told this past Monday, hopefully I get to go back to work in 2 more weeks, and then I get to go bother people at my job. Uh, I can't wait. I'm tired of sitting at home. So that's why I started these videos. I was like, hey, at least I'm talking about something I know and like. So that's why I'm here. Um, I do apologize again for not being here last night at 8:30 like I said I would. I had some stuff come up and I had to deal with that. I'm just a person. I'm nothing special. And I'm special to me, I guess. So there's that. Also, because I won't be here Saturday and Sunday, I don't do videos over the weekend. I do them Monday through Friday, or I try to. There is next week, I won't be on as much. I'll probably do one Monday. I'll probably do one Wednesday or Thursday next week. But because I got some stuff going on and I'm getting ready for bow season. And I'm still trying to find the stupid thing I need for my GoPro to mount so I can get it mounted and do some filming and get it uploaded to my channel for me hunting. Because I am planning on doing footage off of here of hunting video of me actually hunting. And I mean, try to get some fishing videos of me. I do have the chest plate I can wire that allows me to fish and video at the same time. But I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. A lot of people do that one. A lot of people do the other one too. But anyway, because I won't be here Saturday, a buddy of mine that I've known since we were kids, his birthday is this Saturday. So if you see this, happy birthday. Hope you have an awesome one. Uh, maybe your wife won't beat you to death too much. Just kidding. She does not beat him. That's a joke. Uh, she's actually really cool. I like her. She hates my guts. I don't know. So I don't have a problem with her. She just don't like me. I'm not a likable person, apparently. But yeah, anyway, so that's gonna do it for this video. It's been awesome. Hope y'all enjoy it and can't wait to get to the next one. Like I said, tomorrow night, 8:30, I'm gonna do my camo presentation of how I do it and get it set up and all that good stuff. So yeah. But on that, y'all have a good one. And it'll be actually I said tomorrow, I meant tonight, sorry. Tonight at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, not Saturday. Anyway, thank you again. Enjoy.